Alright guys, I'm back at you with another part to What If Naruto Had Breathing Styles Remastered part. This would be part 3. I hope you guys enjoy, and without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. So last time we left off, Kaminari was on his way back from the Valley of the End with Naruto and Sasuke. But he then remembers something. He remembers what Jiraiya said to him all those days ago, right before the Chunin exams. He talked to Jiraiya about what should happen with Sasuke, and Jiraiya, if you guys remember, said that Sasuke may have to take his own journey, even if that means leaving the Leaf Village for a little while. So, that's exactly what's going to happen. Kaminari would think about this, and he would contemplate this, before deciding to take Sasuke back to the Valley of the End and drop him off there and say, I hope I won't regret this, please don't make me regret this, before running off and going back to the village with a passed out Naruto. And that's where we're going to get into the Naruto Shippuden, finally, into Naruto Shippuden. And we're going to start with the training time skip with Jiraiya. Now, the people that went with Jiraiya would be Naruto and Kaminari. I'm not going to have anybody else go with them. Okay, no, Haku. Haku's going to go with them, but everybody else isn't. Nobody else is, because Kaminari and Naruto are going to be mainly focusing on the forms of breathing, since they don't need a Sage mode, and they already know basically everything. I mean, over time, yeah, Naruto will learn to control the Nine Tails more, but that's basically all Jiraiya can teach them. So Jiraiya will just be going with them to do research as they travel. And that's going to lead us straight into me explaining their abilities. So let's get straight into that. So, they would all gain, well, not Haku and Jiraiya, but Naruto and Kaminari would obtain other forms of lightning breathing. They would also obtain water breathing, fire breathing, earth breathing, and air breathing. They would obtain the perfected second and third styles of lightning breathing, the perfected first and second forms of water breathing, perfected first and second forms of fire breathing, perfected first form of earth breathing, and perfected first form of air breathing. Now, I know there's other subclasses of breathing, such as bug breathing, I think was one of them, but they would not learn those at the moment. Naruto would also find out about the Rasen Shuriken, and he would actually apply this to all of his other Rasengans. And the Jiraiya would learn to do the same with all of the chakra natures he has. Haku, eventually over time, would learn the Rasengan, and be able to even manipulate her ice release into the Rasengan to make an ice Rasengan, which is pretty busted. So yeah, basically, I know Jiraiya would get the Flaming Rasengan, but I don't remember what his other chakra natures is. So basically, I'm just going to go over the 5 basic chakra natures and what their Rasengans would look like. Obviously, we know the Rasen Shuriken is Wind style, the Vanishing Rasengan is the Lightning style, or Lightning Release Rasengan, the Great Fire Rasengan is the Fire style Rasengan. Now, I don't know what the Water and Earth Rasengans would be, so I'm going to have to be a little creative with that. I think the Earth Rasengan would be like a drill-like Rasengan, so it would be just basically a Rasengan that could do a lot of damage to like structural integrity and stuff like that, even like a human's structural integrity. So yeah, like a drill. And the Water Rasengan, I think, would more have a rotation type base to it, so it would basically, like, you get hit in the chest, and it starts spinning you, and it just rips you in half, basically, if you get hit by it. And if the Water Rasengan is powerful enough, but more than likely it will be. So, yeah. And Naruto, over time, would gain the 3-tailed cloak. Jiraiya would actually be striving, and he would master his Rasengan. Haku would be inspired by the lightning chakra, or the lightning stage mode that they, Naruto and Kaminari had, and she would actually train to get her ice release up to the point where both the water and wind chakra were flowing out throughout her body so much that she creates an ice sage mode, where she has icicles seeming to come down from both of her bottom eyelids, like 3 blue spikes that almost look like mountains, but they're supposed to resemble, because they're light blue, so they're supposed to resemble ice spikes. And besides that, Kaminari would also gain Dance of the Fire God. Now, Dance of the Fire God is a technique that a tribe uses in Demon Slayer, and it is a special type of fire breathing that not many people can master. Only a certain few have been able to master over the course of history. So yeah, that's everything they would gain over their time skip. As I said, learning the different types of breathing would take up most of the times, and also learning the other techniques. And in just a second, right before the Gaara retrieval arc, I will go over what all the different forms of like lightning breathing, air breathing, water breathing, what they all learned. So let's get straight into the Gaara retrieval arc. So as I said, before we get into the Gaara retrieval arc, I'm going to go over everything that Naruto and Kaminari learned in terms of breathing attacks. So they would learn, obviously they already had the perfected Thunderclap and Flash, but they would learn the other types such as the 6-fold, 8-fold, and Godspeed, which are 8-fold and Godspeed are manga exclusive right now. They would also learn the second form Rice Spirit, the third form Thunderswarm. They would learn both of those in the time skip. So the Rice Spirit was used in the last episode, and it allowed Kaminari to basically use 3 attacks at once, although a perfected one would allow you to unleash 5 slices basically at once, so 5 attacks at once. And the Thunder Swarm, you would generate powerful electricity around you. So basically what you do is you go basically sort of like a Super Saiyan type aura. There'd be like a Super Saiyan type aura around you, and then you could do like a whirlwind of slashes inside of that aura. So basically, like someone's in front of you, you and them are both in like the electricity field, and then you just unleash hundreds of blade attacks into them. So yeah, pretty cool. Next up would be them knowing flame breathing, not fire breathing, flame breathing forms, or attacks 1 and 2, which the first form is Unknowing Fire, and you would charge towards your opponent at high speed, and you would decapitate them in 1 or multiple slashes. So it's basically the same as Thunderclap and Flash, only it's a flame-based attack. The second one is the Rising Scorching Sun, which is just an upward slash. Flame breathing really doesn't have all of that good of, or that all that interesting of attacks, although they are really powerful. Water breathing, they would also learn the first and second forms of, as well as the second forms, basically improved version. So they would learn the Water Surface Slash, which is you would be able to generate enough momentum to create a powerful single concentrated slash. And the Water Wheel, which is basically, if you've watched Demon Slayer, then you know what the Water Wheel is, so I don't really think I have to explain that, but I'll just do it anyways. So the Swordman leaps and vertically spins forward in the air while releasing a flowing attack in a circular motion. And the second form improved, which is the Lateral Water Wheel, and it is the variation of the Water Wheel, which uses a horizontal spin. So basically, instead of going side to side, you'd go up and down. So yeah, fun. Next, we head into Stone Breathing, and he knows not Earth Breathing, like I said, but it's Stone Breathing, and Wind Breathing, which they only know the first attacks to. So Stone Breathing's first attack is Serpentine Bipolar, which you would basically throw the you would throw your sword at your opponent, and you can manipulate the blade. So basically, you can manipulate the blade to like spin a certain way. So kind of like a shuriken jutsu almost, like how you can like make it curve. So kind of like that, only you can make it curve for like a good while, which makes it a really good move. And then the first form of wind, which is Dust Whirlwind Cutter, which allows you to dash forward and slash in a horizontal cyclone pattern. Basically meaning you just create a flurry of attacks that, like, even if an enemy tries to block all of them, it'll eventually just hit their sword out of their hand upwards, and then you'll get a good slash in. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into the Gaara retrieval arc. So let's get straight into the Gaara retrieval arc. The Gaara retrieval arc would start as per normal, with Sakura healing Kankuro after he got poisoned. Not much would change besides the fact that they would get past the Itachi clone much faster, with Itachi still giving Naruto the same speech and the crow with the Kodo Matsukami. And Naruto would actually arrive at the place where Gaara is being held, somewhere around the middle of when Shukaku was being extracted, so only 50% of Shukaku would have been removed, meaning that Gaara, although being severely hurt, would not actually be dead. And the two Akatsuki members would obviously be pissed at this and go to take care of business, but Sasori would get destroyed, although they would go still have their separate battles, Kakashi and Naruto going after Deidara, and Chiyo and Sakura going after Sasori, but Sakura, being much more motivated, would have trained much more intensely, and she would actually be able to destroy Sasori instead of Sasori doing that suicide thing he did. Besides this, Deidara, Kakashi would still show off his Monkagekyo Sharingan, and the fight would go similar until Naruto decides to activate his Sage Mode, basically saying, "I'm done playing games," but then he would sense that this isn't actually the real Deidara, and that the real Deidara is nearby, having substituted himself with a clone, but they were actually chasing the real Deidara, and the real Deidara's arms had actually gotten cut off by the Kamui. So Naruto would go after Deidara, and he would find the real Deidara, who is trying to escape, and Deidara would look behind, all confused, like, how could this kid find me, seeing the glowing gold aura around Naruto. Naruto would then start activating his QB chakra, and eventually just power up straight into the three-tailed state, having his lightning sage mode as well as his three-tailed state, meaning that he was at maximum power as of right now. He would then slide his foot back and say, lightning style, or no, thunder breathing, first form, thunderclap and flash, Godspeed. He would burst forward with such speed that it would literally make a dent in the ground as he slid across, and a giant shockwave of lightning would appear behind him. As he cut through Deidara, Deidara would just evaporate from the electricity. The only thing that would be left is a severely burned and melted and damaged sensor tool that was on Deidara's left eye. Naruto would scoff. Sensing around the area with his Sage Mode, he could sense no other presences nearby besides Kakashi. He would sheath his sword, deactivate both his Tailed Cloak and Sage Mode, and Kakashi would be extremely impressed at his student's power. Not understanding how Naruto got to this level of power, he would walk up and ask, "Hey Naruto, I see that you're pretty strong. I mean, you just took down Deidara basically with no problem. How did you get that kind of strength?" "Well, I got my lightning sage mode from my big brother, and I got the three tails cloak from intense practice with the controlling the nine tails chakra, having Jiraiya, a seal master beside me, who could easily deactivate my QB's chakra or deactivate the QB's chakra if I got out of hand and I started, transforming into the tailed beast." "Wow, that's impressive. You must have put a lot of work in." "Yeah, it was incredibly hard, but I'm at this level of power now, and I can use a lot of other techniques as well." "Well, I hope you do good, Naruto." "Yeah. And thanks, I kinda needed that compliment. Today's been a doozy." "You can say that again." You were just thinking the same thing, weren't you? Yes, I was. Well, let's get back to the village, alright, Kakashi? Yes, let's do that. After this would lead straight into another point of view, which is Sasuke's POV. Sasuke would be walking down the hallway thinking to himself, God damn it. I didn't want to leave. Why? Why did Kaminari keep me there? I should have stayed. Orochimaru didn't provide me with anything except for some dumb summoning. I already had the Mangekyo. I could have trained with them. I didn't need to leave. And now I just look like... I can't imagine what Sakura must think of me. She must think of me as a horrible person. I just lost. I think I may have lost her. God. And I know she loved me. God damn it, I'm such an idiot. Why did I have to leave? Because I want to defeat Itachi? Because I want to avenge my clan? Is that really more important than... Is avenging it really more important than rebuilding it? But now that I am this powerful, I should go take care of Itachi now. Yes. But first, I must destroy this threat to the leaf. I cannot allow Orochimaru to plague the village I love, to plague the people I love any longer. He may have taken away the Hokage. I won't let him take away anyone else. Sasuke would walk down the hall to Orochimaru's room, where Kabuto had just left from only 5 minutes earlier. Orochimaru would say, "Ah, Sasuke. Why have you come to visit me? There isn't much more I can show you." I know. That's why I don't need you anymore. You're a nuisance. Orochimaru would laugh, bringing up his hands to try and form a jutsu. But Sasuke, in a blitzing speed, would activate his 3 Tomori Sharingan and put lightning chakra on his feet, just as Naruto had, before blitzing Orochimaru and cutting off both of Orochimaru's arms, and then stabbing Orochimaru in the shoulder with his blade, before jumping back and sheathing it once more. So you really intend to kill me, huh? Don't you know who I am? I'm one of the legendary snake... Orochimaru couldn't finish. Sasuke's hand was straight through Orochimaru's chest. He pulled it back, and Orochimaru would be gasping for air. What? How are you this fast? I've been concealing my true power this entire time, Orochimaru. Or at least, when you could have sensed me. Now, it is time for the day of reckoning, when I finally remove you as a threat from this world. Goodbye, Orochimaru. You will be a nuisance to me no longer. Amaterasu! Orochimaru would scream as he's enveloped in a black flame. Sasuke would then use his right eye's ability, Inton Kagatsuchi, to engulf, to make a flame so big that it swallows Orochimaru and just burns him to nothing. His clothes, nothing. Not even a single strand of hair is left. Nothing but the bed remains, as any sign of Orochimaru is also burned. His 2 arms are then piled up, and Sasuke would then use the Amaterasu once again, and the Inton Kagatsuchi, to completely erase those as well. He would then run out, go to the prisoner area where he had seen someone earlier. Hey, come on, let's leave. We don't need to stay here. Kabuto will be back, and he'll realize that Orochimaru is dead. Come on, let's get out of here. He would of course be talking to a red-haired girl with glasses and a meager personality, as well as some meager clothing on them thighs, if you know what I mean. She would quietly nod, having talked with this boy before about escaping and killing Orochimaru. He would then unlock her cell, or basically destroy it, and they would run away. Both of them heading outside, trying to run away. Sasuke knew he couldn't go back to Konoha, but he had to meet up with Naruto, somehow. some way. He would summon a crow and send it with a message to Konoha. Send Naruto and Sakura and Kakashi. Send them all. I have to talk with them, the note would say. Karin would wonder who these people are to him. Hey, Sasuke, right? Yes, what is it? Who are these people to you? And why are we putting ourselves at risk by contacting Konoha just to meet with them? Because I have to talk with them. I have to somehow get us back to Konoha. Why? Because we need, or rather, you need somewhere safe to live. Even if I can't come back, I want you to go back with them. Okay? Promise me that. Right. How do we know we can trust them? Trust me. You have to trust me. I know these guys. Well, at least I knew them. And with their personalities, I don't think they've changed much. At least I hope they haven't. You'll see when they get here. In about a day, Naruto, Sakura, Kakashi, as well as an additional Yamato, because of stealing the Nine Tails since Jiraiya's off somewhere, they would all go and they would all face Sasuke and Karin. Sakura would try and walk forward, trying to say something, but she found herself stuck for words. Conflicted between, yes, she wanted to see Sasuke again and she had deep feelings for him, but she also felt betrayed. Betrayed that he abandoned her. So she bit her lip and walked backwards a couple of steps, which made Sasuke's heart break. She didn't trust him. She was fickle, or rather, no, she wasn't fickle. This was just, she was completely in the right to do this. Sasuke would look down, obviously disappointed, not in them, in himself. Naruto would then walk forward, walking towards Sasuke until he got closer and closer, before making his left hand into a fist and slamming it into Sasuke's gut. Karin would gasp, and everybody else, and Kakashi would just step forward, just walk beside Sakura, and Yamato would be on guard, although Kakashi would signal him to stop. Naruto would say, "You understand you deserve that right. You understand you deserve that right." Yes, of course, Naruto. I deserve that. I deserve anything that... any punishment that you see is fit. Just do it. No. That would be no fun. I want a rematch. Everybody's eyes would widen. You and me. Right here, right now. I'm going to kick your ass for leaving. And you're not coming back. Not yet. If I beat you, you cannot come back to Konoha. You understand me? Sakura would try and open her mouth to protest. Fine. But either way, you have to let her come back to the village with you. He would point to Karin. She's an Uzumaki just like you, Naruto. So please, she's already suffered enough at the hands of Orochimaru. Alright? Of course. After all, even though I do hate you for what you did, you're still my friend. They would get into battle positions, and Naruto would immediately activate his Lightning Sage mode and his three-tailed chakra cloak. Then Sasuke would activate his Monkai Gekyo and Curse Mark Stage 2. The immense chakra coming from both of them would shock everybody to their core. Especially Karin, who is a sensory-type ninja, and Kakashi with his Sharingan activated. Kakashi would have his Sharingan activated and ready to use Kamui to instantly teleport an attack that might kill either of them away immediately, just in case it came to that. Naruto and Sasuke would go at it. hitting each other multiple times. They almost seemed even, although Naruto had a slight, but yet still seemingly obvious advantage, especially when it came to strength. But on speed terms, they were actually very, very close, with Naruto only being but a bit faster than Sasuke, but Sasuke still having good reaction times to dodge attacks. If he got hit with these, Sasuke did get hit with attacks, but he didn't get hit by a lot of them, which made Naruto smile. He did genuinely hate Sasuke. After all, Sakura was kind of friends with Hinata. They were, you know, sisters in relationships. They were the only two that could relate to each other, since they were the only two in relationships with people in their Konoha 11. So they understood each other, and Hinata understood Sakura's pain when Sasuke left, and Hinata would talk about this, and obviously Naruto was also Sasuke's teammate and Sasuke's friend, so this would just make him even more mad. But even though he did hate Sasuke, he still was his friend, and he was determined to bring Sasuke back to the village for Sakura's sake. After all, Sakura was also his teammate and also his friend, so therefore he would bring him back to the village no matter what it took. But not now. Not today. He had to win. After all, Jiraiya had given the same speech to him that he had Kaminari all those years ago. Obviously, Naruto wouldn't know that little tidbit, but the Dryad had given the same speech. Sasuke has to discover his own path in order to truly come back to the village. Sasuke and Naruto would eventually end with a black Chidori and Rasen Shuriken, or no, just Amped Rasengan clash. This would end with the two boys being blown back, Sasuke straight out of his Curse Mark II state, and having to use his skeletal ribcage Susanoo just to not sustain any more damage. Naruto would slam into the ground, but his Nine-Tails chakra would be able to heal him, but the cloak and the sage mode would both disperse. Naruto and Sasuke, obviously extremely tired from the battle, but Naruto would then point behind Sasuke, and Sasuke would look behind him as a shadow clone using the Earth-style Headhunter Jutsu would pop out of the ground and slam his fist into Sasuke's gut, then chopping Sasuke on the back of the neck, knocking him out. As I said, you're not coming back to Konoha. Not today. Sakura would be completely astonished at this, as well as heartbroken. She genuinely wanted Sasuke to win, but also at the same time, she knew that he couldn't come back to the village yet. It was still too early. The pain that she felt was still a little too immense. They would all head back to the village, Karin with them, and this would lead us into a different battle that was happening at this very moment as they were going to kill Sasuke. Two Nora Akatsuki members looking for Naruto, named Kakuzu and Hidan, would arrive at the village hidden in the leaves. They would face off against the team Inoshikacho, or rather, Team Asuma. Expecting an easy victory over this team, how wrong they were, because in the village at that very moment were two shinobi who were far surpassed the level of Naruto. These shinobi would be Haku and Kaminari. This would lead into a fight that would go down in Konoha's history as one of the greatest battles two shinobi have ever fought. Sasuke would arrive at Itachi's hideout. Itachi would turn around after Kasame had let Sasuke through the door. Ah, Sasuke, you're already here, I see, little brother. Itachi, don't address me as little brother. I am here to kill you. And see, I even have these eyes. He would say, activating his Monkai Gekyo Sharingan. So you really do have those eyes. Why and how? He would ask Sasuke. Sasuke would just reply, I thought I saw someone I loved die, but in truth, they were too powerful to die that day. So they are still alive, although I still managed to obtain the Monkai Gekyo in the process for some reason. I see. So you still don't know that true pain. I know pain enough. I ran away from the village seeking power to hope to kill you. I abandoned the girl that I hold close to my heart. I abandoned my friends. I abandoned everyone. And despite all of it, the man who threatened to kill me if I did that, he spared my life. He even allowed me to run away freely. He didn't kill me. He didn't even bring me back to the village to be put in a jail cell for the rest of my life. He just let me go. And so I will use the opportunity he gave me to kill you, Itachi. And then I will finally avenge my clan. Is this what you really want, Sasuke? To avenge your clan? No. It is not. Itachi's eyes would widen at this comment. Itachi thought Sasuke was consumed. After all, the last time he saw him, he was consumed by it. Was love really this powerful? I want to rebuild my clan. I won't stop until the Uchiha name is as prosperous as it once was before you killed them. So tell me, Itachi, I no longer hate you, and I know that in a clear conscience you never would have killed our family for the sake of your own gaining of power. So why did you do it? Why did you kill our clan? And if you don't answer me truthfully, I will know. So please, Itachi, tell me why. If you want the truth, then I guess I shall oblige. The night that I slaughtered our clan, I was given an order. What was going to happen is that my best friend Shisui was going to use the Koto Matsukami on the clan, his Monkai Gekyo's special ability. That plan failed when Donzo Shimura, a village elder, killed him and took one of his eyes. He then gave his other eye to me, and promptly jumped off a cliff, killing himself. That is when I obtained my Monkai Gekyo Sharingan. A little while later, I was given the order to massacre my whole clan, since the clan was talking about a coup d'etat. And that's exactly why Shisui was going to use the Monkai Gekyo ability Koto Matsukami on them. This would lead into the night that I slaughtered our clan. I did it under the orders of Donzo Shimura, who saw the village as a threat, who saw the clan as a threat to the village. Sasuke, if we had gone with the coup d'etat plan, you might have died. That thought was enough for me to kill everyone else. I valued your life over everyone else's. I knew they couldn't be convinced, especially when our father showed me his Monkai Gekyo. I knew that day I had to do it. Sasuke, I know you may not be able to forgive me, but at least listen to this other story. Madara, Uchiha, he obtained a power once. He obtained a Monkai Gekyo alongside his brother by killing his best friend. He and his brother would use their Monkai Gekyo to fight many battles against Hashirama and Tobirama Senju. But eventually, Madara's eyes would go blind from Mankai Gekyo overuse. And in a fit of wanting power, he would steal his brother's eyes and implant them in his own. They would morph into the eternal Mankai Gekyo Sharingan. A Sharingan that would never lose light again. So please, Sasuke. Sasuke would walk up to Itachi, standing right in front of Itachi. Take my eyes and kill me. Please. And for the sake of our clan, for the sake of the village, kill Danzo. And then, after you do, live a happy life with Sakura. I'm surprised you know who I was talking about, big brother. I'm very observant when it comes to you, little brother. Itachi, Sasuke would say, putting his blade up to Itachi's chest. Itachi would look up at Sasuke and say, "What is it?" Expecting some harsh comment. Expecting Sasuke to say that he hated you, that he hated Itachi. Expecting Sasuke to say that he'd never forgive him. But the final words that Itachi heard, the final words that slipped out of Sasuke's mouth before Itachi pulled his last breath. I forgive you. Itachi's eyes would widen and tears would form as the blade was plunged straight through his heart. Sasuke would then pull the katana out and sheath it, before taking his brother's eyes and immediately implanting them inside his own, obtaining the eternal Mankai Gekyo Sharingan. He would body flicker away, and Kisame would walk in, seeing Itachi dead. Wasn't much of a fight, I guess. Well, Itachi, you truly were a warrior. I guess you did value him above all else. I just hope he doesn't become a threat. Sasuke would go back to the village. He would stand at the gates, and he would walk forward. People would hear about his presence, and Sakura would immediately head to the prison where Sasuke was being held, his eyes being sealed by a sealing blindfold, and him being in a restraining suit that held all parts of his body. Sakura would come in, and she would say, "Sasuke!" Sasuke would perk up, distinctly recognizing Sakura's voice. "Sakura, is that you? Why have you come to visit me?" "Isn't that obvious, Sasuke? I wanted to see you." "Then why did you back away when you saw me again?" "Because you left. I don't know if I was the problem, or if the problem was the fact that you didn't care. I was mad, okay? But now I've had time to think about it, and Sasuke, I know you're not a bad person. I'll do my best to convince Lady Tsunade to let you out of here to become a shinobi again. I promise. I promise that you'll be able to spend the rest of your life with me if you're willing." "Of course. My flower. Of course." Jigoro would hear a knock at his door, and he would say, "I wonder who's knocking." He would grab his blade and immediately head to the front door. But, as he opened the door, no one was there, and he would sense immense chakra and killing intent coming from above him. He would jump into the street and watch his entire house, the house he had lived in, he had raised his children and his grandchildren in, was destroyed by multiple explosions. Alright, whoever did that's gonna die, he would say, as he saw a man jump down to the ground. He had purple eyes and metal spikes coming out of his head, as well as his most defining feature being not just the Akatsuki cloak, but also the eyes of the Sage of the Six Paths, the Rinnegan. Jigoro would be completely confused, not knowing how this person had the Rinnegan. How do you have the Rinnegan? That is neither here or there, old man. Just know that you're going to die, the man said as his hand started to morph into a laser cannon. Jigoro would then say, "Alright, no fucking around this time," he would say as he dragged his foot back, saying, "Thunder breathing, first form, thunderclap and flash, Godspeed!" As Jigoro would burst into a giant lightning aura, and then he would appear right behind the Osuropath, being completely incinerated just as Kasame was, not even the Narakapath being able to save it, because there was not even an atom left. Then the Narakapath and the Predapath would both appear down on the ground. The Predapath would go for a quick, decisive, and easy kill, trying to hit Jigoro on the neck and suck out all of his chakra. No, sorry, not the Narakapath, but the Human Path. And the Human Path would also try and go for a quick and easy kill, going for his ankle and trying to drag a saw out through there. But Jigoro would be too fast, and he would body flicker right behind the two, saying, "First form, thunderclap and flash, eightfold." He would swarm around until eventually he would catch the Narakapath off guard, decapitating it. The Human Path would then rush towards Jigoro, but Jigoro would then slash it in half, using the second form, Rice Spirit, dismembering it limb from limb before cutting its torso in half. It would fall into the ground in 6 pieces. But then, all of a sudden, another evil intent presence would come from behind him, and a body would lunge at him, although this person didn't have the Rinnegan. Rather, it was a female who had blue hair, or rather, purple hair, and she seemed to be flying, and she had paper all around her. There was multiple paper flaps being shot at Jigoro. Then they all turned around, and Jigoro noticed the explosive tags on them. Jigoro would launch back, and the explosive tags would explode, nearly catching Jigoro and hurting him. But Jigoro managed to body flicker out of the way just in time. Then the Narakapath would come up, guarded by the Animal Path, who would summon both the Rhino and the Bull of the Rinnegan. "Wow, I'm genuinely impressed. Although, this many people having the Sage's Dojutsu doesn't make any goddamn sense. I need to get to the bottom of this, and fast." "You won't get to the bottom of anything," Kodan said, as the Human and Predapath would then reappear behind her. "But how?" he would say as then he sees the Narakapath, who is being guarded by the Animal Path, desummon the King of Hell. "So I see. A healing ability, huh? Well then I guess I'll just have to destroy it before I destroy you." "Protect the Narakapath Protect it at all costs," Konan would say. All of the other paths of pain would nod, and all body flicker in a triangle formation around the Narakapath, ready to take anything that Jigoro came with. But what they weren't ready for was a triple knockout. Although the Predapath could absorb the chakra, it didn't have the reaction times, and it didn't have the shared vision. Well, it did have the shared vision, but it couldn't see and attack from above, since all 4 paths were all looking in a separate direction. He would jump above them and then use one attack, a singular attack, which would destroy all of them. 6th form, Rumble and Flash. Using the Rumble and Flash, he would release nearly 500 attacks at once, which would completely incinerate all the paths of pain. Because of this, the 2 animal summons would then dissipate, and the only people that would be left were one spiky-haired orange person and a lavender or purplish-haired paper manipulating / paper transforming woman. they would both launch themselves at him, trying to attack Jigoro with all his might. And Jigoro would have an impressively hard time. Every time he tried to attack the spiky-haired one, he would get pushed away. But every time he tried to attack the purple-haired lady, he get pulled towards the orange-haired one. And every time he tried the purple-haired lady, she would just dissipate into paper and then reappear. He realized that in order to destroy this person, and to destroy any of them, he might have to use that technique. He hadn't used that technique in so long, and what it had done to his body back then, well, it might as well be called a suicide technique at this point. This form was known as the seventh and forbidden form. He hadn't even taught the fourth form to his grandsons, but he knew that the seventh form would kill him if he used it. He knew that for a fact. But he said, in order to completely make sure that you won't plague my son. No, my grandsons. That you won't plague me for the rest of my life. I'm going to end this with one attack. Go ahead, old man. Let's see what you've got. Pain would say using the Bansho Tenin, and Jigoro, being the master strategist that he is, had detected the 5-second limit. He would jump back, and before either the Diva Path of Pain or Konan could react, he slid his foot back. I'm sorry, Kaminari. Naruto. I love you both. But your dear old grandpa is going to see the other people he loves once again. Seventh form. Honikazuchi no Kami. He would say. Jigoro's blade would morph into that of a lightning dragon, as he would be surrounded by an aura so potent that he was even more strong than the final flash itself that had destroyed Orochimaru once. Both the Diva Path of Pain and Konan would be scared out of their minds. They would be wondering what to do, but they couldn't think of anything. Jigoro would dash forward, and as if time itself had stopped, an explosion so large that it created a crater the size of a large meteor. And the only thing that lay in the middle of it were a few slips of paper, an arm filled with metal spikes, and the dead, burned body of Jigoro Kuwajima. Hey guys, I just wanted to thank you for watching, and I wanted to, obviously, necessary shoutouts. We got Itachi, Kira Gem, Josh Loves Anime, or Josh Love Anime, sorry, Izukage, and of course Red Demon of the Leaf. Post all other channels in the description, I shall. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and get us to 1,000 before the end of this year. I don't exactly know what I will do once we get to 1,000. I think I'll probably do a special, but I don't have anything in mind as of now. I might do one of your guys' suggestions as another one-shot. Who knows? But I hope you guys did enjoy this series. As I said, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more of this series. And also, let me know down in the comments what you like about this series, what you don't like about this series, constructive criticism, just, heck, do anything, whatever you want. But also, tell me if you want me to continue this series or not, because I genuinely love this series, I genuinely love writing it, and I definitely believe that it is kind of a step above my other what-ifs, especially in terms of detail. But with that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!